4G Audio Podcast. Don't do what Johnny don't does. Any motherfucking way. I'm Stylez the Prophet.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together we're 2/3 of the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast. I look real big on the TV right now, and I don't know if I love it, but it's all right.
Do you want me to zoom you back out?
No.
You more comfortable?
No. I'll be all right.
All right.
So happy Friday, everybody. It's a new year. It's been a while since we've seen you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And there's something else I was going to say. There's a bunch of stuff I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So actually, I guess we'll address the elephant in the room. Bisho is not here. And Bisho decided to take a step back from his hosting duties, but he is going to be still part of the team and do some things behind the scene. I just figured we better get it out there so you guys know what's up. But Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that fun stuff.
Yay, welcome to 2025.
That's it, man. 2025. It's a big one. What is it? 9. Holy shit. It all adds up to 9, which is, we've talked about this before.
Is it like a power number?
It's a number. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I've ever looked up what it means, but it's a number that comes to me in a bunch of different ways relating to certain people and stuff. But anyways, we'll just get past all that. Any motherfucking way. So what are we? Episode 263, which is 11, which is my teacher number. This is all just going through my head right now as they're doing it. That's crazy. We'll get into it though. So tonight we got a guest returning, bringing a friend. So we got AKS and Vada in the building, baby.
Hello. What's up, everybody?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Vibing, chilling.
Good, man.
Happy to be here again. It's been a while though.
Last
time was like, we were talking about it earlier.
2.5 years ago. We're happy to have you back, man.
Thank you.
And it's nice to meet you. I'm glad to have you here too, man.
Very nice to be here. Thanks for having me. It's
thanks for having us, for sure.
I'm a huge fan of the show.
Fucking right. I appreciate that, man.
It's sick, though.
So, I mean, I would like to just jump into one thing real quick because you just came back from home.
Yeah. So, like, home, not really home. So, I have, like, family living in Senegal. So, I just went to spend time with them over there. But, yeah, we can call it home in some ways.
Yeah.
And, I just came back from there. I went there for, like, a couple of days. As you were saying, a bit like last time. Last time I came from one of my home countries, actually, Comoros, but, like,
last time he came from
Comoros Island and Ethiopia, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's an island. That's right.
Yeah, it's an island. Yeah.
Because I remember you said near Madagascar or something.
Exactly.
And I was it's on the east or whatever. I said the opposite of what it is. Yeah.
But, I'm dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was.
How was that? Yeah.
It was lit. Also, like, I have since I grew up in different countries, I have a lot of friends like from Senegal itself, or people that just travel there for work whatsoever. So yeah, it's always fun going there. I know a lot of people, like, so yeah, it's good. Just nice having the time to spend with family, seeing friends again, just taking a break of the winter and like getting a bit of sun and just vibing and
the beaches and stuff there too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Senegal is on like west part, but on the coast, so like there's just a beach for big. Like it's really long, So yeah, we do a lot of things there. Like we chill, we hang out around the beach, even party around there, and just like go eat around. Like so, yeah, there's a lot of activity over there. It's beautiful to see, great weather. Weirdly, like this, like during December, it's kind of cold. So, actually, it was kind of cold, like kind of freezing. I wanted to flex sometimes and just go out with my shirt off, during the nighttime. But I had to wear a hoodie whatsoever.
Do you guys get a lot of rain in Senegal?
Not in Senegal. There's not a lot of rain. Rain is mostly like, it's hot. Yeah, it's hot. Like during summer, it's super hot. But it was fun.
Still have the same seasons though, like as us? Because
technically, the
wet season, dry season kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like dry season and like rain and depends.
Okay.
So this is not really the same thing, but just know that when it's hot, it's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Senegal, you should go. You guys should go to Senegal. It's really nice. But there's a lot of like people going there just for vacation, enjoying. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do and like people.
Akon made it famous.
Like here, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, it's a great country, and like people in Senegal, like they like hosting people and showing them around, like making them comfortable in their own country. So it's
very welcoming.
Very welcoming, actually.
Nice.
So and there's a lot of things to do though.
So what's this is just kind of random question, but what's you were talking about party and stuff. What's a like common alcohol or drink there?
I don't know. People drink everything.
Okay.
Like it's like, so it's mostly a Muslim country, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Please don't get me wrong. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of people that drink over there, because like, so it's not a big majority. It's a majority, but like you have people from like that are Christian or whatsoever. So like it's well accepted. In some countries, it's a little bit harder, but over there, it's well accepted. So like, I feel like anything you can find here. I think so.
But I only asked that just because, so like I'm a bartender, and so, you know, like in the Caribbean, there's rum, like whatever, right? And,
do they have a specific type of drink?
And then there was, so I make this drink at my work. It's called the Twisted Rocket. Okay. And you know, like the rocket pops, they're like blue and red and white or whatever. Yeah. So it's a slush drink and it looks like that. So I brought it to this guy and he's like, that's the yum yum. And I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
He was from Dominican Republic, I think. And he was like, he's like, we have a drink like that where I'm from. We call it yum yum. Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah? He's like, it's the exact same. It's a slush. It's layered like that, whatever. But it's like the colors of the flag, right?
Okay,
so that's why they have it with those colors. And so he was telling me this. And so then I was like, you know what? I'm like, I should really like look into like cocktails and where they're from and what alcohols are what, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I just thought I'd ask that because I was like, oh, maybe there's like a, you know, some kind of like common thing there. But
there's a lot. There's like, it's basically the same thing as everywhere and stuff. But like they do the same like they do that a lot in Africa with food. Like for example, West Africa all have like these type of sauce or whatever that the same.
Sorry, but
like they literally have the same sauces, the same food, but they have their own name and they say that theirs is best. So yeah, it's basically the same thing, but probably has some different names or whatsoever.
Yeah.
But you should visit though. There's a lot of. Have
so
you ever been to Africa in general? Never?
No, I was just gonna say I've never been out of the country.
Oh yeah.
But I just sorry, actually I said this on the last show too. Okay. I've been into the States, but I was really, really young. Like I don't remember, and we just like were there for not long, and like we went for the day or something, came back. But I'm actually about to go to Cuba in March.
Oh, that's sick.
I just I'm waiting for my passport kind of right now, but it's supposed to be here in the next 2 weeks.
Sick. Hopefully
but
you get it.
So point is that so when one of my friends, her and her husband are going to, I think they just left on yesterday to go to Africa. I don't know where, but they said they're talking about going to like places where you can like for safaris and stuff. Oh, okay. And I guess they're going to 2 or 3 different places, and one of the places they're going to, you can like fly over with a helicopter and do all this shit. But my point is that I was like, you know what, man, I'm like, I just think of like, I want to go to Ireland because I'm Irish, you know, like I want to go to like all the islands, you know, like fucking vacation stuff, like Mexico, whatever. I'm trying to go to Thailand, whatever, but it's just like I never think of Africa, right?
Yeah,
and like so these people are like, we're going there for like, they're going for like a month or something, and I was just like, man, that's fucking cool, yeah. Sick. Like, so now that you say that though, I'm like, man, I should really think about that too, you know?
Like I feel like there's people preconceive Africa as like they don't see the good in it, you know?
Such a great place. There's so much going on nowadays in Africa.
You've been there as well, yeah?
Yes, I have been actually.
Where'd you go?
I was born in Burundi.
Okay, sorry, and that's another thing too. Is that sorry, I kind of skipped ahead of myself because I wanted to talk about this, but I also wanted to get into you as well. So let's kind of like, so you were from there. When did you leave there?
Yeah, so I actually immigrated to Canada at the age of 13.
Okay,
that was in 2011. So I came from a country called Burundi. It's a very small country in East Africa.
Okay.
It's mainly surrounded by Rwanda, Tanzania, Congo.
I know Rwanda.
The east part.
Yeah. So like the bigger, more known countries around it. And so Africa, there's a lot going on in Africa right now. There's a lot of investment opportunity going on, whether it be for real estate or just business in general, you know. So I highly recommend going to visit Africa, but also if you're looking to make money, it's definitely the place to be.
Okay.
You know, yes.
So have you been back too then?
Last time I went, it was in 2014.
Okay.
So it has been
you're still a teenager.
Been a while, yeah. However, I still do keep in touch with what's going on, like politically for sure, but also mainly financially, I would say. I'm not much of a political guy, but I do look for, you know, investment opportunities wherever they may be.
Well, and I also too, what you guys were trying to say, like people don't go to Africa, like it gets a bad rap for sure, right? And like, I totally like. I get it because the thing is like I feel like that's probably why I skipped over it too. Because I'm like it's just like desert and then like garbage cities. You know what I mean? Like because like they show that shit on TV. You know, like when we were kids, they show all that shit. Or even whenever I watch certain stuff, like I'll watch like where they just go and like check out countries and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Oh, your tool is right in the corner there by the.
Oh yeah, sick. This is for passing the joint. But yeah, so the thing is it's like I feel like that's what you guys are trying to say is it's like people just think of that when they like because I remember seeing
it's not exactly on the highest list of like tourist destinations.
That's what we're proposing, you know.
It should be right, yeah.
Diantward, they're from somewhere in South Africa.
Okay.
But they are like it's a group or whatever. It's a guy and a girl. I don't know if they're sisters or brother and sister or if they're boyfriend girlfriend. But they're like the girl is like albino or whatever. And you've probably seen them. I can't remember the one song. There was one song that was like pretty popular from them. But I just remember hearing about them and someone was like, oh, they're from South Africa, and I'm like, they're white. And then but I'm like, I'm just ignorant, right? Like I don't know this shit, right?
It's like Elon, and man. He's South African.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then they're talking about how like these people, their parents was really rich or whatever, and so like they invested in them for their music and stuff, right? And I was like, oh, crazy, like like I didn't think there was rich people in Africa, right? And they're like, so my point is, it was then when it's like I started like learning more about it, and like, oh, it's not just the commercials you see on TV and like whatever. Yeah. So I just say that I totally get that, and I'm glad that you guys are saying this because like that's something that I would like to check out, right? And even like I said, just the other day, my friend's telling me she's going there. I'm like, that sounds fucking cool, like safaris and shit and like whatever. I'm like, yeah, man.
Like I feel like people underestimated it in some way, but I feel like it's more kind of like it's basically ignorance because like, and it's not people's fault because it's like it's hard to have the access to this information. It's like people won't usually like show you and tell you, oh, okay, Africa is good, especially before. I feel like nowadays we're going up, you know.
I think there's like political reasons for that too, right?
Exactly.
Like it's
a lot of political reasons.
And like you said, like it's like from the time my mom was a little girl, like they've had those commercials on the TV, right, where they've got all these like you said, like these poor little kids like with extended bellies. It's like help all these kids, right? So that's what like from this side of the world, when that's all you're exposed to, like that's the image that you get of this place, right? You're like, oh well, fuck, it must be really horrible over there, right? Don't want to go there on vacation. So like that's the thing, it's never shown to us, it's never advertised to us in a positive way. It's always shown to us in like, you know, this poor country that can't fend for itself, and like and I think there's colonial reasons for that, like the British Crown fucked Africa. Depending on the country.
There's a lot of things that like go through that. We won't go through all of that because we could talk it out for all the podcasts, but like it's a great destination. People that actually go end up actually living there or like staying for a while because we have everything. Like it's fun, and like people, I feel like there's a lot of differences in like between the countries. For example, like I feel like over there people are more outgoing, so like you'll talk to a lot of people in your daily life. So even if you're going through problems, all that stuff, every people like in your neighborhood is going to talk to you, trying to learn more from you. So like you have this environment that helps you like
much more like community
and be with people and enjoy life in general. Even if some people, obviously there's some people that are super duper rich over there, which is unfortunate because you have a lot of people that don't have a lot of money, but we still live together. People live together. People are nice in general. Everything goes well, and it's a good way to live and have fun. And it's so funny. I just want to go in a little parenthesis talking about that because like I was like my parents. It's my parents. They met here or whatsoever when we were studying. I have a lot of friends like from Quebec, but like little villages in Quebec and whatsoever, you know, like little cities. Yeah. And when I used to go there, like to see them, because I was born here, I left, and I was coming like every like summer or whatsoever. So when we went to visit them over there, like people were so shook. When I went out with my friends, like my close friends, like that I grew up with, like my parents, friends, children. Right. When I used to go out with them and go see their friends, at the beginning, they were always so shook of seeing a black dude, bro. I remember when I was younger, I had this, like, I colored my hair and stuff, bro, with some crazy-ass coloration, bro. I had like it was just weird for them to see a black guy, bro, in their city, and like they don't usually see black guys, and it's not like they were racist.
Oh,
at all.
these are the little towns in Quebec.
Yeah,
yeah.
And they weren't racist. They were just never saw a black guy, and the only thing they saw was like what they saw on TV, like publicities or like all the problems that they heard on the news and whatsoever. So like, I remember I went to this one party specifically, and like everyone was so shook. Like I felt the pressure of being like a stranger. Like everyone was talking.
Yeah.
About, like, oh shit, like look, there's a black guy here. You know, I felt the energy or whatsoever. But I remember like this one girl just came to talk to me. Like, yeah, hi, who are you? Who do you come with and whatsoever?
She wanted
and
you
from
to
that,
check in.
like she just wanted to know,
what?
bro.
She
Like
wanted him to check in.
yeah, bro, yeah, literally, bro. She's like, it was basically me checking in, you know. So she just came and like I started talking to her, bro. And at that point, bro, everyone came to talk to me. Like, bro, where do you live? What do you do? I was just showing some videos like of what we're doing, how we're living. They're like, bro, this guy's like us, you know. And it was so fun, bro. Everyone was just kicking with me, bro. They're chilling, bro, talking about everything, about our life there and everything. Yeah, I feel like it's just the access to information and like knowing what we live over there, which is incredible.
Like we're figuring out the same thing like right now about China, and like
literally,
you know, like TikTok got banned for a day or whatever it was, and all these Americans went to this like the
frenzy,
red book note is red note or something like that, a red book. It's like this TikTok thing. It's like the equivalent.
Similar,
but it's like this Chinese app basically, right? So all these Americans flooded to this Chinese app, and then we're like introduced to this, you know, culture and way of life that like over here we're told all China they just burn fucking coal and it's all dirty and you know everyone it's a socialist fucking dictator craziness over there, right? And then you see all these people that are, like you said, they're just fucking like people. They're going to their jobs and they're doing their thing and they live in normal houses and they, you know what I mean? It's like we're not that much different from each other when you really like break it down.
Literally.
And it's like you say, it's like now we have the ability to have this connection, and because like I say, when my mom was a little girl and all she was exposed to were these commercials on TV, right? True. Or books or whatever, right? Now we've got fucking social media and you can literally talk to someone on the other side of the planet right there on like TikTok
see everything. Yeah, you can literally see it, and that helps. I find that there's a lot of things that internet is bad at doing, you know, but like
it's pretty crazy when I so you know like as an artist I publish my songs through DistroKid. It's a pretty common publisher. So when I go into my DistroKid account to look at the stats of how my songs are performing, you know, like which cities are listening to them, thanks to the internet, I can actually see sometimes, you know, people from like
some random
I think I've seen like Japan in there one time.
People.
We had at one point our most views were Spain.
Yeah, that's surprising though.
Like
you're like
fucking
why?
weird, man. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, right. Why?
Like, it's amazing. It's like there's a whole, you know, group of people just listening to, you know, tuning in to your craft, whether it be music or podcasting or, you know, thanks to the internet again. You know, it's pretty amazing.
That's a good thing though, but it comes with the, what did they call it? I saw it like the Oxford. They said that last year's word was brain rot. I think. Yeah,
brain rot. Yes,
like brain rot. Yeah, it brings a lot of brain rot.
I remember seeing this thing, and like, so it was talking about how, like, the content is getting shorter.
True.
So, and it's funny because it went short, and then it kind of went back because it was like it went down to like, what was it called? The little short videos, they're like 6 seconds or whatever.
Like Vines or whatever?
Vines, yeah. So it's like went right down to Vines. And then like even like TikToks, it was like under a minute. But then it's like they started making it like a little longer and like whatever. So they extended it a bit.
Exactly.
But it's like they, and I may have gotten this whole concept from a video. But I feel like I was given some information and I made the rest up. But it's like, if they can, and then now I hear brain rot, I'm like, I think that's what it is. Is it's like if they can get your attention to go like this, like this, like this, like this, then you're never actually focusing on something long enough. So then now when you do that on your phone, then you go into like a daily task or whatever, and you're doing it, and now it's like almost like it gives you ADD.
Yeah.
So now you're like,
really.
I can't do this. Okay, like, you know, I can't do this for that long. So then you're like, hey, oh, this thing. Okay, this thing. Okay, that thing. Okay, and then it ends up back to your phone where you're like this,
That's
this,
true. Literally,
this.
yeah.
And like even today, my brother pulls out his phone
Mhm.
and he was supposed to do something. Like he was going to Google something or whatever. He pulls out his phone. He's on TikTok scrolling. His girlfriend's like, what the fuck? She's like, sometimes I'll ask him to like order a pizza and he'll pull out his phone. A little while later, I'm like, how long's that pizza gonna be? You know,
Yeah,
he's like,
he's
oh
just on
shit,
his
and he's
phone,
on
yeah.
like
No,
he's
it's
on
true.
something else, right?
Yeah.
And like, so even today, I went to Google something that was actually like important to me, and I was like, okay, and it was like time, like I need to Google this like so that I can get it done faster or like figure it out sooner.
Right.
And I went into my phone. I'm like, oh, there's a message. Okay, read it. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm like, I still know what I'm looking for. Then I opened up my browser. And I saw a bunch of other like tabs open. And I'm like, oh yeah, that. I forgot I'm supposed to like order that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that. And then I'm like, what was I gonna Google? Oh, I don't even fucking remember.
Do you think we'll ever like designate like cell phone use as like
Oh wait, did I
like
give
an
this to you?
addictive
Okay, yeah.
thing?
Sorry, but
As an addictive thing.
Well, like we all know
Yeah, I
that
do.
cell phones are addictive, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
the same thing like with
It's a
cigarettes. For a
drug.
long time, like cigarettes were like you see the posters on the wall, like the doctor
Yeah.
recommended this brand cigarettes. So you know what I mean? They're good for your teeth.
Literally.
Yeah.
And like,
I think I know what you're saying.
so I think like will we ever get to the point where it's like, okay, like for sure you cannot own a cell phone under the age of 18, like if you
So,
like
Listen,
like
real
how would you
quick, though,
regulate like the usage of it?
Portugal? So you know how Portugal has so this isn't about regulating it, but it's
This-
about how they it's their perspective on it. Is so they in Portugal they never criminalize any drugs.
Right.
So you
Yeah, I heard
can
that.
you can be high in public, you can have a certain amount of drugs. If it's over, then you get like a fine or some shit, right? But the thing is so I watched this whole thing on it, and the guy, the one of the guys they talked to was some kind of like therapist or like maybe he was like a drug counselor or something or whatever. But he was saying, he even said, he's like, I've been to fucking rehab and all this and whatever. But they classify Facebook and social media as a drug.
It is.
So he actually said
Right,
that
that's
he
my
went to
point.
rehab for fucking social media.
Yeah, it is.
And like, so yeah, so the thing is
Well,
like
it is
like this isn't about controlling it, but it's about the same thing where it's like, when do we look at it as like you have a fucking addiction?
Addiction,
And
right?
like
This is something.
I even
like,
thought
yeah.
about it where I'm like, man, you know what? I'm like, I wonder if I could just like put it away and like, you know.
It's so
but-
ubiquitous though. Like everybody, if you go to a fucking public place, man, and you look around, like if you go to like I was at Bayshore the other day, right, and like you just look around and fucking
Oh.
everybody is on their phone, bro. Like everybody
Look at
has
this.
like a device in their hand. Like
Did you like when's the last time you've lost a phone? And like
I don't think I've ever lost a
Okay.
phone.
or broke a phone. Like when's the last time
But you want to
your phone you weren't able to use a smartphone?
It's
when
been a
on the
while.
last episode,
Yeah.
I told the story about losing my phone on the bus.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
like when you
But
lose,
like, it's
Yeah.
over, man. Like, I literally went and bought another phone. I was on my way downtown,
Yeah.
and when I got downtown, I bought
Like,
another
you need a
phone so
phone.
that I could like talk
I
to
need it
people.
now.
Like, yeah, and it's like all I had to do was go to my buddy's restaurant and meet him off of the bus. But instead, I'm like, I'm going to get a phone so I can talk to everyone. Or like, you know, so I can see what's going on, you know? Like if I got to his place, then we could just hang out. That's who I was going to meet. But it's like, no, I need to get a phone right now. Because also, too, I was going to be like the weekend without it. So like, same shit. But I saw a picture earlier today.
yeah,
And I'm going to try and look at it. But it showed, it's just funny you mentioned the mall and shit. And it showed like someone going up the escalator. And it just showed a picture up the escalator. And there's a bunch of people standing on it. And it's like the page is something about like the 90s, things from the 90s or something, and it's like not a cell phone in sight. And like that's what made me think, like, could I just like put my phone down and leave the house and like not have a phone for the day and just not look at it? Or like, you know, or could I have it with me and just not pull it out and look at it? But it's a nervous thing. I always pull it out and look at it, and like I might not even be looking at anything, but I'm just finding something to look at.
And
So
I
I'm
find
doing
myself, I do
something
like patterns, right? Like I'll go to TikTok and I'll scroll for a few minutes and be
Yeah.
like, okay, close that one. I'll check Instagram, scroll. Okay, close that one. Go to Facebook, close that
Yes,
one.
man.
And then
You're
I'll
not
like,
doing
okay,
anything.
so and then I'll set it down. I'm like, okay, nothing's new on there. Fuck it. I'm just gonna put it down for a few minutes.
And that's rotting our brain.
I'll do something for like a few minutes and then just find myself picking it up again, doing the same pattern. Check TikTok.
Yeah,
Check
man.
Instagram.
It's actually like it's
Put it
actually a drug. I find that it's actually a drug, and like the first time I realized that actually was like a long time ago, like in 2016 or something like that. I used to live in Niger at that spot, and I was chilling. Like we found this certain spot with friends where we just chill and hang out late or whatsoever. I had this one friend that had a bike, like he had a dirt bike that he was riding around the city and going to school with. So I told him to drop me off home because I wasn't driving at that time. And I lost my phone, and I lost and broke a couple of phones in this period. I don't know what happened in my life, but so I was just losing and breaking shit. But like, I lost my phone. Okay, so next day. I don't have money, bro. Just like, bro, I'm at home at my parents' house in Niger, which is not even my country. I don't make money. I don't work. Like, I'm not buying a new phone, you know? Yeah. Unless I ask my parents to buy me a new phone, and they're not buying me a new phone. I just, like, lost the phone and broke a phone before that whatsoever. And, yeah, like, I lose my phone. I sleep, whatever. Next day, I go to school, bro. I feel like if I'm living in another dimension. But, bro, everyone is on their phone. Like... I'm talking to people and like, yo, yeah, what's up, bro? No, how's the day? And I'm like, am I a fiend like this? You know, like, do I use my phone like these people usually? Yeah. And I had this little, I always have it in my bag. I don't have my bag. I had this little phone and I keep it as a lucky charm. I had this little phone, you know? They call it the plug phones. Like, not a flip phone. The unbreakable Nokia's kind of, because that wasn't expensive. I had a little bit of lunch money, so I could just buy one. I bought one.
A little bit of lunch money. That's bro, funny how you say that.
I bought the thing, bro, and my life was so good, bro. I was feeling like if I was enjoying life every day, bro, just living, talking. When I was talking to someone, I really wanted to talk to the person, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't have this break of just using my phone every second. And yeah, just fast forward, I also wanted to say, like, when Vine was popping, I was like a teen at that point in my life. Yeah. And I used to love Vine, bro. I used to watch a lot of Vines. You know, all these like Logan Paul videos and all that stuff. What's his name? The Storm, I think. There's a guy called The Storm, whatsoever. Yeah, I used to watch these guys. These guys. You know, I used to be hooked on this Vine thing. I used to watch Vine, and I felt like I was young, but I felt like it was turning me into a zombie. You know, like bro, I'm always watching this shit. So because of that, I never actually like downloaded TikTok and made a TikTok account and watched some TikTok. Like, cause like I felt like if I started doing it, bro, it was going to waste so much time in my life. But even if I'm doing so, bro, like you have everything that's on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So I still lose time. That's why I even deleted my socials at some point.
I try my hardest not to scroll on TikTok, but I'll go on TikTok. I haven't been making anything, but like I'll go on there and just kind of post shit, or like people will send me stuff. Okay, cool, and then I leave. Like I try not to scroll on there because same as like you're saying, I go through the cycle of like, okay, this one, okay, this one, okay, this. Like I'll even open up an app that I already opened and I know there's no notifications, and I'll still click on it just to look
just
through,
vibe,
like, anything, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just like if I'm doing that on TikTok as well, which I only really do it on Instagram. I don't really fuck with Facebook, but if I'm doing that on TikTok as well, it's like I'm going through. You know, it's like I go through this cycle of okay, Messenger, okay, Instagram, scroll for a while. Okay, TikTok, scroll for a while. Then it's like I just took up how much more time. I just doubled the time that I took up in my day, you know? But, so yeah, I try not to scroll too much on TikTok.
No, these things are a drug.
I feel like, I swear, that thing of the, like, quick shit, like, here,
it's the thing of attention span. Yeah, they've been talking about it a lot. And, like, they're saying that, like, if you're watching, like, kids and, like, younger people that are using phones and using TikTok or whatsoever, they're saying that their attention span is so bad because, like, as he was saying, they're forced to watch a lot of content really fast. So they use their brain to like just not really focus on things, you know, you just vibe and watch stuff every 5 seconds. So like having information, like I doubt that a lot of people read nowadays, you know? And that's something that I'm trying to do.
I try
more.
to.
Yeah, I'm like, I read to my son every day. I want him to be like a big reader because I'm not even a big reader, but I just want to instill that into him, you know?
My dad tried, but like, I feel like now
I feel like when he's gonna grow up in like a fucking the future, you know what I mean? Like he's like
probably
Well, think about how much has changed. Like we're all different ages or whatever. Well, I guess we're the same age, but we're all different ages. But still, just think about how much the world has changed from like when you started remembering shit to now. So think about like him
just in the last 10 years, man.
So like well, even that too. So it's like perpetuating or it's like speeding up. So like with him, it's like imagine when he's our ages.
So he'll
or
be
whatever,
a teenager.
right?
Like he'll be a teenager in
it's
10
gonna be-
years, right?
You're gonna
It's
have some
be
other stuff, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be
wild,
different.
man.
I
think
can't
it's gonna
even
be
Even
imagine.
wild.
us,
I think at
But
that
even
point,
when I think of my kid, like he's already 13,
Mhm.
and like so even then, like okay, all right, fast forward 20 years, is I think like it's gonna be less dramatic for him than it would be for your kid. You know what I mean? Like
Obviously,
just
yeah, for
because of
sure.
that little bit of a difference, which
Right.
means that like that's how much it's speeding up.
For sure.
Which
Like he'll
I-
have some reference to like some sort of older stuff, whereas like Odin won't have fucking
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
any reference
So
to
it'll be
that
so
shit.
much different. Like I also want to just give a shout out to Bentley, by the way. Gang shit.
Literally, bro. That's a thing, and like everything, like when you think about it, even us, I feel like my generation in particular, like we had a lot of transitions. So like in my first memories and all that stuff, I remember like having these little cassettes
Yes.
that you put. Like I know,
Yeah,
I remember we
small
had video.
square
We started
cassettes.
having video games. It was a basic thing to have like a video game console at home,
Yeah.
but it was different. It wasn't the same quality and all that stuff. And we started having internet. I feel like our generation, I can count you in it.
Yeah,
We were the first ones.
I
We were the
used-
first ones to like have a phone, a cell phone, a smartphone.
at a young age.
Are you
Bro,
the
Smurf-
90s?
How old do you think I am?
That's what I'm just trying to figure
How
out.
old do you think I
With
am?
what you're saying right
I'm
now,
actually-
it makes
I'm-
me feel like you're like
I'm-
I figured you weren't
Yeah, I'm
of that
pretty young.
generation.
I'm not too young. I'm pretty young.
I said earlier that I think they're both in their late 20s.
I'm in my 20s.
So like 28.
No,
No?
I'm younger than that. For sure.
26?
You're not too far. Huh? not far from
Who me?
Yeah.
Me. I'm 27,
Yeah.
born
Okay.
in 97.
Me, I turned 24 like a month ago.
In the
Something
2000s?
like that.
You were born
it's
in
crazy.
2000?
Yeah. I seem like a baby now. You know, I hate that. So I'm not a baby, bro.
Shit,
Everybody
I
talks-
started high school when you were born, brother.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually crazy when you think about it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like we started having phones when we were young. I feel like even us, we had access to like some stupid stuff that like you don't need, especially as a child, you know. And I feel like there was a big transition in like being a kid and just like wanting to play outside.
Yeah.
And
Man, I
starting
never
to
got
wanna
a
play
phone till I
video
was like
games.
19 or 20 or something.
That's the thing.
man.
Wow.
Man, I was
okay.
fucking
Yeah,
27,
first
bro,
one,
when I
that was-
first
Oh,
got
imagine.
really?
Yeah,
Holy
bro.
shit. Yeah, but at
held
the
out.
same time, at the same time too, I was like chopping.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, there wasn't a lot of people who had them. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
like, it wasn't like everyone had one, and I just caught up. Like I was like ahead of that. You know?
How
So
did
so
you-
even too for you to say that like 27.
Oh,
like,
I was like actively like I don't need a
Smartphone
cell
or just
phone.
cell
Yeah,
phone?
like I need
Cell-
the first phone that I got
was
like
a
in my
smartphone.
entire life was a smartphone. Yeah.
Holy
That's crazy.
shit!
Wow.
I had like
sick.
a bunch of phones, man. I
Which
used to
is
have the
crazy
beep,
considering
beep,
my age, right? Like
yeah, really. But yeah, that's the thing is my kid fucking I don't know if it was his 12th birthday or 11th birthday, but he got a fucking iPhone 15.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
And like
it's
I'm
different.
like, what the fuck? But he went from like the tablet he got when he was like 8,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was all smashed to fuck to this like phone. But like I even said to him, I said, man, I'm like I wasn't even like I was out of high school by the time I got a phone. And like
Literally.
I remember whenever I was his age.
the power that's at his fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
literally.
when I was his age,
Yeah.
my dad worked for a company. He was a salesman. So he had a cell phone. Like, man, the only people who had cell phones were fucking doctors, like the head nurse, salesmen, like businessmen and whatever, and fucking drug dealers.
Yeah.
And so I remember like I'd go out skating with my friends or something. I'm fucking 13 years old. My parents would give me the phone because my dad's off work or whatever. So they'd give me the phone, like, here, if there's emergency, whatever. But this phone was just like a half of a brick. And it just had a little piece of plastic that flipped open. And then whenever you punch the numbers in, there was literally just like an
A
analog,
little
like,
analog
screen.
thing.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. I see.
doot, 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 show the numbers. And then you like pull the fucking little aerial up, like,
That's
and call.
crazy.
And like, I'm pretty sure it was like expensive to use too,
Yeah.
but like the company paid for it, whatever.
Mhm.
But my point is like, yeah, like when I was his age, it was like, it would probably cost so much, and it was like such a big thing. Like, and now he's just like, yeah, I just got this thing that has everything on it, you know, like, and
Everything,
it's so much different than like I said, like I went through high school and everything without a phone. Like no one I knew had a phone. Like
Yeah,
the only
well,
person I knew in high school that had a phone was a fucking drug dealer.
So
like,
yeah.
I had a pager for a little while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a pager looks like.
They came and went so
I know,
fast.
like, the thing that like just beeps. I've seen it in movies, bro.
Man, my aunt was a nurse. My aunt was a nurse, and she had a pager and a cell phone. But I'm like, that defeats the purpose. They're gonna page you, then you're gonna use the cell phone to call them. But they paid for it, like the hospital paid for it. But yeah, man, my pager was just a little thing, and like you had to put like you just put your phone number, and then I'd go and like call you back.
Okay, so basically it tells you that someone called you.
Yeah, so like whenever you call, but you could put in whatever number combination you wanted. So one of my buddies would put 666.
Okay.
And so that was him. So it would be like 666 613, like whatever the number, right?
Yeah.
So I knew it was him because he'd call me from different numbers and shit, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So then you could put different shit.
Oh, that's sick.
But yeah, so then I'd just get it, go, okay, I gotta get to a phone. Call up, okay, I'll be over in a bit. Like, yeah, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. It's different for sure. But like, yeah, things are evolving. But I feel like it's kind of scary in some points. Like some aspects of this, like
it's going
like
too
AI.
fast, I think. Man.
Yeah, AI. Like AI, kind of. Like AI
scares me, but we can control it.
I feel like
Me
for
as
now we
a-
can, yeah, obviously.
Me as an artist, I would say AI is a pretty scary side of
True.
the evolution of
That's a big fact.
Man, it's wild when
Oh,
someone
you
can
know.
just like
There was that
type
AI
in some
artist.
shit and like or like record their voice and the AI will just make a song.
Yeah, that's messed
Yeah,
up.
man.
It's like takes the creativity. Like anyone now can just like jump
Oh,
in and
I've
be
asked
like,
ChatGPT
oh, look at this
to
song I
write me
made.
songs and shit, and it's like you can ask them, like you just put in like certain keywords and stuff. Be like you can say, and then like once it comes out, you can just add
Ask it
on
to
to what you
rewrite it.
just said. So you don't even have to say the whole thing you just said again. You just be like, now do the same thing, but with this and this and this added on or whatever, right? So then like you could give it a list of things like on the topic of like gang shit, or like you know what I mean, on the topic of like relationship or whatever, right?
This is gonna make something pop
and
up.
like and then you can even like manipulate that where it's like, okay, it's more than just a relationship, it's this like, you know, like put details into it. But then so my point is you can do like the topic detailed, but then you can like say also like mention these words or whatever,
okay,
right?
yeah.
So it'll come up with certain shit, like
No, this thing is
and
deep,
like
man.
some of it's like you'll look at it and go, okay, these first 4 bars are trash, man. So like whatever.
This is
But if
gonna
you go
change it.
through it and you do that a couple times,
gonna be like,
and you could
damn.
even just take the couple different verses and
It's
just
gonna give
match
you
them-
something.
It
just
might at
mix
least
match
give you
them.
an idea
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, like even sometimes too, it's like because it's AI, it doesn't really know. It'll come out where like the English isn't right in it.
Yeah.
You know, so then you just go through and change it, or like I said, you just mix match it. I've never used the actual like I've never actually like rapped one of the verses,
Yeah.
but I've gone through and tried to do it. Man, AI will tell you how to invest money and shit too.
It's
It
incredible.
it will
I
tell
definitely
you
would not listen to an
if
AI.
you if you yeah no but I just mean for anything you could find out anything, but like if you specifically with that though, it'll tell you like, oh, I can't do that. But then if you like keep prompting it, it'll come up with like a whole thing. Boom, here's how you do this, here's how you
That's
get
deep.
to this amount of money in this many years and like this or whatever. But I mean, like, just take the investing thing out of it and like just make it something else. Like, how do you, you know, fucking do whatever, and it'll just break it right down. Like,
But I feel like it's like everything in life, like everything, but most thing. I mean, like most things in life has a good use and a bad use, you know.
For sure.
And I feel like if people try to use AI in general for like to ease some tasks and just like do some things like in an easier way, we should be fine, inshallah. I think we should be fine.
yeah,
Like I feel like we always end up controlling our problems as humans. In some
Yeah.
way, you know, we always find a way to fix something.
well, and
but it's
somebody
pretty-
always
it's pretty
Fix one and
somebody
make two
always
more.
finds a way
Exactly.
to do the opposite too, though.
That's
you know
the thing.
what I mean?
But I feel like it's balanced, you know?
Yeah.
Like the world has never been happy and just
No, it's
no one has ever been just vibing and chilling, you know?
balance, you need you need sun, like
You need
it's like
good
the
to
sun
know
and the
bad.
moon, you know, I guess.
Literally.
Yeah, and that's
the
it.
yin yang thing.
It's like, yeah, like it's like I think, and we won't get into it, but like you had mentioned like a couple things you didn't want to talk about, like
You
religion
did?
and
Yeah, you did?
politics and stuff, right?
Right.
And like so, like, but
I mean, if we don't go too deep
Right.
into
no,
it,
and I'm
sure,
only
right?
bringing that up just to
Yeah.
say that I feel like those things are part of the list of things that separate people from each other, and like, and then there's the like, and the perspective and everything, right? But the thing is so like my point is from one side you're like, man, I just wish like we could all just think the same way and just get along. But then it's like, if we didn't have, like you said, the sun and the moon, if we didn't have these opposing things, fucking like life would be so fucking shitty. You know what I mean? Like if we were all just like, yeah, I like the same thing as you do, and like we all like the same shit. It's like, okay, well,
it's not something that it's
so, and it's not to say that if there wasn't arguing, we wouldn't. It wouldn't be good, but it just ends up being that way. That the extremists end up in that situation, right? So it's like, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I cut you off. Like I was just saying, I was just going to say that like I'm not gonna go too deep into the religion thing or whatsoever, but like I feel like we have a difficulty to understand each other. For example, recently, I've been trying my best to like get more into like my religion or whatsoever.
Yeah, which is
I'm Muslim.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been learning. Like I was born Muslim. I grew up Muslim. I was like practicing it, but it was mostly like I feel like not forced, but like it's something that's given to me and something that I had to live with. But I feel like in these past few years, I've been for myself, my own perspective, trying to like. I'm not trying. I'm actually praying every day. I'm doing everything I have to do, concerning religion. I'm trying to learn more because I have a lot to learn, like everything in general in life. But I'm saying that because like every religion's or mindset or whatsoever that we're like using or like practicing or learning about are basically the same thing. Because bro, recently I've been trying to read a lot, as I was saying earlier, and I've been seeing things about like karma and Christianity and Muslim and Buddhism and everything. Bro, it's basically the same thing. We tend to have a same type of mindset, but I feel like our differences and like socially that could be just like you come from another country. I feel like humans in general prefer staying in groups, so we have a difficulty in general to accept like other people's like the things that other people think, but like
it's just like all from evolution too, right? It's we develop little tribes, and it's like, okay, now we're comfortable here, and my little tribe has like this little piece of land, and all of our food is good, and then some other land or people would come from elsewhere and try to take that shit. So then you had to develop armies to protect your shit, right? And then it became like this us versus them mentality. But now we're so globalized and so connected and so like. There's global trade. There's trillions of dollars flowing around everywhere every day. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like,
do you believe in globalization? The idea of it.
It depends what you mean. Like, I mean, like, if we're talking about like,
I like it at face
the globalists. Value. Well, if you're talking about like the globalists that are like one world government and one world money, and we're gonna control everything, and you're gonna own nothing, and we're gonna, that kind of shit. Then no, that's an awful idea.
No, not that you're not gonna own anything, but definitely one world.
It's like one country all around.
Yeah, I feel like. Do you believe in the possibility of that being the case eventually?
I think that's the plan, isn't it? I don't think it's a good idea, but I think that's the agenda.
Like I said, I think at face value, in theory, like it's a good idea. But the thing is my saying that is I don't really know enough about it.
You can't how do you elect a global government?
Because also too, you could. How do you do that? You could end up. Same way you would. I think that it'll help,
dude. There's so much. But I think that it'll help.
I think it'll help even the playing field or whatever, in a sense, where everyone so there's richer countries and poorer countries, right? So I feel like it'll help the poorer countries, whatever. But at the same time, I also feel like. Do that for 20 years and like maybe I'm like fuck that, I never wanted that in the first place, so I don't know enough about it to be like this is how it'll
I think history has proved without a shadow of a doubt that smaller government and people controlling and regulating themselves leads to far more prosperity than when big government comes in and says we are the only government here. This is all of the money, and you're gonna do everything that we say and live how we tell you to live. Like, how do you even if you live in a democracy or like a global government like that is a democracy, right? And you have to get a global think about how fucking tough it is to elect a leader in just one country. Never mind having all the entire world vote for one person that's gonna fucking dictate what's gonna that's just
too many people.
It's ridiculous, and one person can't there's too much variance of culture and needs. You can't. It's just not a doable thing.
But that kind of brings me back to what I was gonna say when you were talking about like we don't understand each other. Is like we actually don't even have to. You know what I mean? Because like okay, I don't really understand your religion, or like I don't, and I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, let's say that's the case. I'm like, oh, I don't get it, whatever. Or I don't see how that makes any sense. Well, it doesn't matter because I have my own belief here, and you have yours over there. So it doesn't matter whether I believe that or think it's, or I'm against it or whatever. It's that's yours and this is mine. Unless it's something like really bad where I'm like, oh, you do these things, or this is a ritual you do, and I don't believe in that.
That's the thing.
Then I'm against it. But so point is we don't need to understand each other. And the other thing is like there is so much separation with religion because of that, and like or even like politics. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with like it's a residual result of everything. Like they're trying to basically, it's not that it's on purpose that it's like, okay, we want everyone to be separated and arguing. It just happened, and they're like, sweet, let's influence this to keep going. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, I feel like even if you don't have, I feel like you don't have to think in the same way as a person.
Exactly.
But it's a good thing to understand them.
Yeah.
Especially that we live together inside a society and all that stuff. Because like I feel like,
I think
as you were saying,
that's it. Maybe
we have more similarities than
exactly.
differences in the long run.
We need to like know about each other, but we don't have to be like each other.
Accept
Does that make sense?
Well,
Yeah,
and
accept
another
each
thing that
other.
you were saying too that sparked this thought in me too, and this, you'll see where this is going kind of, I hope, is that like because you said that they seem similar, like religions have like similar aspects or whatever, right? And like even from a young age, man, I decided that like I think that like every religion has it right, and that like there's something, you know what I mean? So if you just take all of them together and like it's like there's something. So whether it's 7 or 10 or whatever gods for the Romans or the, you know, whoever, all this shit, there is definitely something, whatever you want to believe, cool, like let's not fight about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I used to say to people, I'm like, man, I think we're all our own god, and it's like we doesn't matter, it's just that we're manifesting shit, right? So have you ever seen the movie The Secret?
No.
So watch it. It's literally about manifestation. And they're saying like the secret to life is like how you look at these things and like, okay, I want this thing, and it's a positive way. It's not like I want this money to pay my bills. It's like I want that feeling of like I earned this big check, or like, you know, or like I that feeling of like I want this fucking big house, and it's like, okay, all right, that feeling of I got this big house. But either way, point is I feel like that a lot of this religion is just manifestation. So whether there is like a guy or a girl or a thing, or there's anything at all, it's just that we're sitting praying going, I want this thing, and we're just putting so much into the universe.
That's literally the thing. And I was about to talk about that actually, you know, manifestation. Like I don't know a lot about manifestation in general. But from the basic concepts that I heard, praying is basically manifestation. But like religions tend to push you to like pray for peace and like equality and like submit yourself to a higher like, and some people don't want to do that, and I totally understand. That's my point. Like everybody, as you said, everyone should live as they wish, as long as it doesn't hurt or like put a certain type of pressure affect some people, you know, because it does. Unfortunately, that's the problem. I feel like I don't care if anyone does whatever he wants to do, or like as long as he doesn't like destroy the whole of the city or kill half of the city, you know? Like people can think as they wish, but as long as they understand why other people do so and let them do what they're doing on their side, as long as it's not disturbing anyone, it should be fine. But this causes a lot of like, here in Canada, obviously, like you're in a chill vibe, you're living your day-to-day life, even if there's some crazy stuff going nowadays, even in Ottawa and whatsoever, like you're pretty peaceful in your everyday life. But in some other countries and some other places, you have some people that really suffer from like these divisions and these segregation, and like they die from it for nothing. Like some people just wake up and don't even know like why they are following this religion or whatsoever, and they get killed for it for like being 10 years old. If you look at what's going on in the world right now, it's messed up though.
To add to what you said earlier, Stylez, you know, you said that we're our own gods, basically. It reminds me of the saying that goes, you know, if a tree fell in the middle of the forest and nobody was there to hear it fall. You know, did it even fall?
Yeah.
Basically.
Did it make a sound? I think.
Did it make a
does
sound?
it make a sound? You
Yeah.
know? So like, yeah, like if humans didn't exist, you know, would God really exist? The concept of God.
That's
Whoa,
some big philosophy. Yeah, there's a lot.
That's
So
kind of like chicken and the egg.
Yeah,
almost,
the
or
chicken.
like-
Which came first, the chicken and the
Right.
egg? And all that stuff.
That's
So-
almost like too. It's like ghosts only exist if you believe in them. So it's like if humans didn't exist to believe in God,
So
he
like,
might not even exist.
I understand what you're saying
Or
by
she.
like we're our own gods. You don't mean it in a sense of like,
yeah, it's not like I'm
literally
God.
we're
I'm
God.
No, that's
fucking
the
best.
thing.
But-
And that's why I
but-
think about
but
understanding
technically-
each other. You know.
yeah, technically, like still, we project our reality. You know. So,
Yeah, well, it's like we
Literally.
learn to
It's
guide
like-
ourselves too, right? So it's what at the end. I feel like there's a judgment day, right? And at the end, they're like, "Did you do it?" You know what I mean? Like it's like so if I'm like, man, I killed 8 people, but like I have it, like I don't give a fuck, or like you know, like because you know how like this goes like pretty far, because like I was Catholic
Okay.
growing up, or I am, I don't know what to call it, but it's like so they are very like
We went to the conversation
like
right away.
if you do this thing, if you sin and you go and you feel bad about it or whatever, right? Like I remember as a kid going, so wait, I can just sin because fucking Jesus died for my sins, first of all. But the other thing is then if I just go and feel bad about it and tell the priest I feel bad about it, then I'm good to go. Like, you know, like so
There's always
so like and like so my point is they're basically like, okay, if you feel bad about it, and like genuinely, right?
But that's
If-
it, right?
if
It
you
has to be
actually have
genuine.
remorse,
You can't just
yeah,
be like, oh
no,
yeah,
I
feel
know.
bad.
I know, and that's just I'm just saying that's the way I thought, right? But like, or it wasn't even that I wanted to do that. It's just that it was like that's a fucking funny joke, right?
yeah.
Or like that makes a mockery kind of that situation. But like, but my point is that so now if it's a genuine thing, right? So now I'm saying like we are our own shit, or we are our own God. Sorry. So we govern ourselves, right? So then like when that judgment day comes or whatever it is, it's like,
judge
okay, you
yourself.
did these things, right? And it's like, how do you feel about these things?
Mhm.
And if you don't feel anything about it, then they're gonna send you wherever the next step is to learn that thing. And I think that we're trying to learn something. We're all like on
That's
a
the
journey
thing.
to learn something, and like or like make the like perfect mindset or like whatever it is. So then like when it comes to that judgment day, it's like, okay, yeah, you did these things, but like you think that it's justified. Well, like, no, you're not supposed to do those things anyways. Because, like, even say, like, murder, like, I don't think that any other human should decide when another human is dying, and they shouldn't do it by their hands. So, like, if I did that, and I think, like, well, yeah, I did it because of this reason. If you're protecting yourself, like, if it comes down to it, where it's like, hey, I, like, really have to do this thing.
So there is a reason.
But, yeah, I guess, But point is like, but then that like that's instinctual at that point, right? So we're all animals,
that is
right?
a big so then.
But you're not supposed to do certain things, and I don't think that you're supposed to tell someone when they're fucking dying. And like, so if I go out, so either way, regardless, if I'm now like, yeah, I did it because of this reason, and I'm like, yeah, right? Then like, come judgment day, they're like, no, you're not supposed to do that. Like, you're just not supposed to do it, you know? So like, if you don't feel any remorse or like you don't feel bad about it, which you fucking should, then it's like you did it wrong this time, you know? And like, that's where I say like, it's like we're our own God. It's like we make our rules, right? But it's like we still at the end have to look at ourselves and go, is that okay?
Exactly.
You
and
know, like
that's it's important way to think about it. I feel like that's what religion brings to most people. First of all, it gives them answer, and also that it helps them like put on this mindset that like involves some morals that keeps everyone at peace and safe in general. Like you can see it in that way, but like at the end of the day, bro, like everything concerning manifestation, karma, religions, it goes kind of in a similar path. So me, as I was saying, like I identify myself as a Muslim and all, but like I still trying to learn, and that's I feel like people nowadays with the every information we have in ChatGPT and all that stuff, we have to try to learn more about stuff, you know, just in general, because like when you read stuff and you see that it's the same thing as what you're thinking, you start to like feels like you've started to feel a connection with people and starting to understand things more, and you'll be like, it's easier for us to live together. To come back to what you were saying, I think that it's impossible to have a total globalization, bro, of the world where everyone is just holding hands and singing the same song, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
some,
would
like,
think it's
anime type shit.
I would really think it's the natural like next step of like evolution.
But we
you know?
could
Just
never
like we
go
went
there.
from villages to now like cities.
But-
you know?
Depends how it's
Eventually-
done.
I don't think we could go to that. I think it should. If it was gonna work, it would have to start as that. Maybe.
Well, no, I think like the only way I could imagine something like that happening would be if like it's some like Gene Roddenberry shit, like Star Trek, where like we become like, I think it was fuck, the president was like the one thing that would bring us together is like an outside threat, right? So like if we were faced by some sort of existential massive threat, you know, or we were able to be a multiplanetary species, we would see ourselves not as like cultures and countries and nation states. We would see ourselves as the human race, right? So then now we see ourselves as one thing, right? And then, okay, now we're a globalized community. We are the human race, and we're battling or we're making deals with, you know, these other planetary things. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, now but that's like Star Trek shit. You know what I mean?
Literally,
Like,
Jonesy, I was about to tell you, like, no, my bad. I was just going to tell you before I forget that, like, yeah, that's the thing. But even in this situation, I'm optimist. I'm not a pessimist. But like, even in this situation, for example, let's say that like you have some aliens that pull out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna kill all of you if you don't give us a planet. Everyone is gonna stick together. But you're sure that at least 1 million people are gonna be like, you know what? Let's just hang with the aliens.
Yeah, for
kill
sure,
everything.
for sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't have total peace. In
That's
the world.
definitely-
That's it. It's
the
like,
thing.
and that's
Literally.
just it. It's like I was saying too. It's just like there's always gonna be that difference, and it's like we almost
Literally.
need
Well,
that
it's-
too. Like
I mean, yeah, globalization is not really about bringing peace to the world. you know?
yeah,
It is
true.
kind of. It is.
But
It's about it's about like suppressing hunger, suppressing poverty, reinforcing the health systems, helping people to get better economically, and bro, like obviously, like we all wish that. Like I wish that a lot. Like anything that I end up doing with my life, like there's a lot of things that I want to do to help people and to help reach these goals. But when you think about it, bro, you can attain some goals or some objective or like go far into it, but there's always gonna be someone that's gonna be put down, bro, or like gonna get hurt, or it's gonna be like, which is crazy with life.
It's always the pyramid, right?
Yeah, literally, like in some way, there's
it's
always, and
always
even
the-
when you flip the pyramid, like if you take the poor people and you make them rich, bro, someone is gonna be poor at the end of the day. But I pray for peace. I sing for peace.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
But like, yeah, like I wish for peace. I want to fight to bring peace. But it's hard, bro. Think about anything, even in music, bro. Like, bro, finding peace and finding everyone to even look. Just take music. Don't even take music as at a street level.
Yeah.
Just take the concept of music in general. Right now we're chilling whatsoever. If there's like two artists that you don't even listen to that start beefing and creates and sparks something, you're gonna tune in somehow. You're gonna be like, oh whoa, what are they saying? Oh my god, this guy dissed them so bad, it's so sick. And you're gonna feel it as a human being. Like you don't have any beefs with any of these persons, but it's gonna attract you in some way, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So like peace in itself is hard. You see, for example, the J. Cole thing. Like
J. Cole.
when J. Cole he pulled himself out from the beef with Kendrick and Drake whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah.
People are like, oh my god, this guy is so pussy, whatever. I'm like, bro, it's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But people that are at home, bro, sleeping without any problems, not doing anything, are gonna say, bro, look at this guy, what is he doing whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yo, he knows what he's doing. We never promote peace, bro.
That's facts.
We always go like we can, and in general, bro, I feel like as humans,
It's human
we're
nature,
attracted
man. We
to
love,
bad things,
We love
bro.
the train wreck.
we're attracted to the darkness,
True,
bro.
yeah.
And I sing about that a lot, bro. We're attracted to darkness in general, bro, and everything you do.
If you think about it, though,
You're
so
right.
going back to that, it's like that yin yang thing, right? To know light, that you have to have dark. To have,
Yeah.
you know, like
Exactly.
so, like if you look at like we're 8 billion, 9 billion, however many billion people, most of us cooperate, we get along, there's society, there's trade, there's all these things, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like that's kind of overlooked as like we did it. Like that's, and like, yeah, there's like conflict still happening for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the access to travel, being able to go from one point of the globe to the other end of it, you know, like
We've
that
never
will
been
create
more.
a, you know, like a mixture of cultures eventually, and a mixture of races, you know. Like it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be the day after tomorrow, but you know, eventually, like maybe hundreds of years from now, you know, like I think we're gonna be just one mixed race of like
Man, I
everything
heard.
together.
I think it might have even been Joe Rogan who said this, but like that, like white people in the future are not gonna exist.
No
'Cause
race,
it's just
no
gonna
one
be
race.
So mixed.
I mean, every race is gonna be a minority of the majority
Like
race, which would be like a mixture of everybody together, really, you know, because
I don't know, man. Like I think about it. Like if you think about it, there's like a
It just
billion
makes
and a
sense.
half Asians. There's a billion and a half Indians.
whoa.
There's
There's probably more Indians. There's gotta be.
well,
They take
whatever.
up,
Like
Is
from
it-
last time,
they
I'm
take
not
a lot
just
of
like
people in
China.
generalizing
But anyway.
numbers,
I'm not
but I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like, right, like, and like the human species has been around for a couple 100,000 years. Like if that was gonna happen, I think it would have happened already. And sure, we have, like you said, better access to travel and stuff like that nowadays, for sure.
it hasn't been out for too long, you know. Like
Yeah, fair.
traveling by air or boat, access to information. Like you can be from Asia, but like learn like English or French. You know, it doesn't matter. You can be from France and learn Mandarin.
Yeah.
So
obviously
already
it's
having
important.
access to like language and the access to information and travel, I think, is what would facilitate the eventual, like, you know.
Just the oneness of like the
Was-
blending of all
Yeah,
cultures
cultures
and
and
it
and it just
societies.
makes sense. Yeah, and it just makes more. It just makes sense if humans, the more of us we are, the easier it is for us to complete tasks. You know,
If we all work together, though.
if we all work
Yeah.
together.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
so hard, bro. Like
So that's why it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. It might take that oneness where no matter which person you look at, you're not just looking at a Caucasian or a black person, African or an Asian person. You know, you're looking at a person who has maybe a Chinese great grandmother with
Right.
yeah, for sure. I pray for
French,
that, bro.
like-
Inshallah.
you know, like
Yeah.
Hopefully,
and
bro.
and like a Nigerian grandfather. You know,
For
So,
sure.
it's gonna be, it would get, like the theory is that it would get to a point where like everybody would come from a mixture of
Yeah.
races.
Right.
Well,
there
the
would be
thing
no
is
whole like no like
The
Like,
thing is,
yeah, like
that's-
everybody would be
But the thing
mixed.
is like that's like already real. Like, there's I believe it's like Rastafarians. They believe that like the like God or whatever is, and I could be wrong. I don't know if it's them or if I made this up or it's a different religion. But there's no like God. There's just like an energy, and like that energy. So like whenever your soul leaves your body, it goes back to that energy. And then when somebody's born, a piece of that energy goes to them. And that's like their soul, right? So like we're all part of the same thing. So they say like I and I. And it's just
Oh,
like
yeah, I think
you
I
and
think
me or whatever, right? And so it's like it's because we're all part of the same thing. We're all the same thing, you know? And like I kind of like believe in that kind of thing too, where it's like we are literally all the same. You know,
Yeah.
we all have our individual like features and characteristics and like whatever, but we are all the same, you know, like so that's kind of like another thing
And you know what I think why I think then the access to information will play a big role in creating that unity and in creating that oneness when it comes to like the mixing of all cultures and people. Like eventually, thanks to access to travel, but also access to information, so we get to learn about each other, you know. So which naturally would put our guards down and get us to socialize and build relationships and communities together.
I think we need some kind of like decentralization for that to really like
really
happen.
happen.
When it comes
You know
to
what I mean? Like
money,
But it's
money,
it's
or
happening.
just like money for sure, which is happening with like Bitcoin.
yeah,
And with like decentralized social media where like censorship and what we can and can't say like isn't restricted, and we can have like open discussions with people from China and from Africa and from India and from all these cultures that we wouldn't necessarily be exposed to with algorithms that only want to show you more of the same shit that you've already liked, right? So it's like it just like repeats the same shit, right? So you're not really right, and like that's all controlled by corporations that are worth literally trillions of dollars, like Meta, $1 trillion company, Google, $1 trillion company. Like it's so
That's true. It's just it's different. I'm still wondering, is there more people in China or in India? But I think it's China still. But India's coming.
Okay.
actually, I did have a music video I wanted to premiere on here. Like,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. Oh,
yeah,
you have the thing?
You want to
got it
promote?
right here.
Yeah.
And I can share it to you.
Is it on your phone?
Yeah, I thought we could watch it together and maybe see.
Yeah. We just get you to send it to the email or something.
Okay.
So well,
I was gonna ask you though too. You were talking about you were kind of like getting back into like you're looking into your religion and stuff.
oh yeah, and a lot of
And like so, I asked this because like I kind of same thing is where I was like kind of like re-looking into the idea of like what it's all about. And so like what made you kind of turn around and look at it again like that?
I feel like I've always been a person that likes, like, since I'm a little kid, I like just improving myself in general, you know, like doing different things, you know. So I feel like it was a bit something that came with like this effect that I usually have on myself with self-improvement and all that stuff. And I felt like when I actually practice my religion and I actually like, do my prayers and do everything that goes through it, I feel like my life in general is more peaceful and I feel better. Obviously, like, I think about it in two ways. I'm like, okay, maybe it's really like, boom, some invisible, crazy stuff going on. Maybe it's just scientific because I'm putting myself in a great position, in a good position. Usually, I stay clean. I need to like wash myself often, pray whatsoever. Maybe that just leads to a better lifestyle, but it's just a better thing that I have in general. But yeah, it's mostly that. Even like working, we were talking about that earlier. Working out, like in general, like I got back, as I was telling you, like in different phases of my life, I've had different weights. Like I've been like skinny to super fat, skinnier, and like just in general, when I do a mean and I think about it, I just feel better when I'm healthy. Like obviously, like just visually, you're like, I'm like, okay, yeah, if I look better, like it helps you with certain type of stuff. But even health wise, you know, it helps me. So yeah, the religion thing really just came from myself trying to improve myself and like trying to be a better me in general. And yeah, I'll try my best to do so. That we're talking about reading, for example. So like, yeah, I'm practicing more of my religion, learning more about every other religions too at the same time.
The brain's a muscle too, man. You gotta work it out.
Our strongest muscle as humans, you know.
Yeah.
And so like that, working out, I work out actively. I've been working out actively recently. Like, not unlike you, I have to be. I get to your level. This guy, no. You got fit. I love that.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. I just, but the thing is too, is that's why I asked the question too, is because it was very much the same for me, where, because like, I just wanted to be healthier, you know what I mean? So even too, like I stopped drinking as much and like whatever. Not that I was doing it a lot, but it's just like it's not really a thing I do too much, you know. And then like again, I was telling you guys about the candy and sugar and stuff. Like try and cut that out. Bread, because like bread's like part of everything. You have it in like everything. Like it's just
messed up.
But then the thing was I was kind of like I was in a spot too where I was like looking for something where I'm like kind of lost and I'm like I need just like guidance or something, right? And so then like out of just because like that's like I said, I was brought up Catholic or whatever. So out of that, I was like started praying or whatever, here and there, and the weird thing is like I felt like it was getting me to this place, and I was like, sweet, it's like everything's working, everything's great, but like it ended up all like bad. But the thing is I'm like, fuck that, it didn't work, But I'm like, but I've learned so much from that situation.
Facts.
And I'm like, I feel like it just like sped up the process. Instead of delaying it, it was just like, here's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, well, if I look back on it, I'm like, maybe it did work, or maybe it is working. So I have been looking into. I shouldn't even say that I'm looking into it. It's just that I'm like revisiting the idea of like asking someone to like help me get through some things, or like how to like give me the strength and the power and the knowledge and the courage and the whatever, to do these things. So then that's why I was asking, because it's like that's kind of where I was at, where it was the same thing. I'm like, I'm trying to get healthier, and then I'm also trying to like give myself something to like, I don't know, I want to say rely on, but not rely on, but like,
I could say that. I could say that it's also something that like I find that like I've been really working hard on trying to put myself in the best position in terms of peace mentally, physically, obviously.
Like strong body, strong mind, or whatever.
Literally, and like also like I feel like a lot of things in general, like that you like every of your actions, actually everything that you do every day has a big impact on how you feel, who you are, and even little things that you don't even consider impact you a lot more than you think, And I feel like the religion thing, working out thing, also reading. I'm trying, like, I started reading a lot more books and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's actually fun. There's also like basic conversations that we're having like this that have been in books for a bunch of years and all that stuff, So yeah, I feel like it's really just working on myself in general, saying that like as people usually say it, but like it's working on myself and trying things that won't, because for example, I feel like something that's dangerous as a human for us is comfort, I feel like we get too comfortable in some situations, and we tend to like stay in that instead of trying to push ourselves to get better and to try to learn new things or do new things. While we have the capacity to, we have the availability, we can do things with even our time. It's easy to say, like, look at you guys. You guys literally put up a podcast. Which episode is this?
263.
You're at 263. So like every week, even if you miss some or whatsoever, you took a bit of breaks. You have 260 episodes that are going live every Friday, where you're pushing the music industry, like basically like the scene. You're pushing people from the scene. People like us, like love doing it, that know we can go far doing it. And you're bringing these people, meeting these people, doing all of these things without even realizing it. But you could have been, I don't know what's the like specific story of how you started, but you could have, one of you could have been like, hey guys, let's start doing this podcast. And you would have been like, yeah, nothing would have happened. And right now I wouldn't be here with you guys talking about all this stuff, not promoting myself. And we don't think about it that way. Like we literally get too comfortable in things we do every day in the everyday life. And we limit ourselves from doing shit. And like, it's human. Like, for me, it's so normal to come here compared to the first time. First time I was like, damn. I went from like deciding to release the music that I've been doing since I'm a kid to like being invited into a podcast to talk to people. It's so crazy. Like I would have never thought that. I don't know which song I said that. I said something like that in a recent song. But like, I never thought that I'd be here if I was acting some type of way, like if I was still keeping some habits that I had. And yeah, like I feel like there's a lot more that we can do and that we're able to do, but we don't push ourselves to go look for it. And I feel like that's dangerous, because especially here, for example, I feel like here, it's easy to get comfortable. Like you get a little job, you have a bit of money, your family can live, you can take a little break, go a bit on a holiday, and like, bro, your life is set. You can do that for years, bro. Boom.
You got paid vacation.
You got healthcare, bro. You got things. You can do this for years, bro. You don't even think about it, bro. Time just goes by. Boom. You wake up the next day and you're like, damn, bro. And there's a lot of, I feel like some years that I have not lost, but like not wasting. I never regret things. That's
Bro,
something with me.
and
I
you're
try,
still in your like early 20s or mid 20s. Like
Yes.
you got fucking time.
but like
Yeah.
still, I feel like I have the power and I'm able to do so much stuff if I put myself into it. So I'm trying my best not to limit myself, and I'm doing everything that's gonna push me. For example, working out. Let's go back to working out.
Yeah.
Like, what stops me from just going up and working out, bro? Like, yes, okay, I have busy days. I'm doing some stuff or whatsoever, but I can just do it, bro.
Yeah.
And it's at the end, the benefits from it. Like, I've always loved sports and all, you know, in general, like basketball and all that stuff. But for example, I hated running. Like just going for a jog and whatsoever, I hated that stuff. Like never you would see me just run, you know, and go somewhere. But I started like including this a bit more in my lifestyle. I'm like, whoa, it relieves my stress. Whoa, like it makes me feel better. So I'd rather do it. And it's so easy to not do it because
Yeah.
you might be not comfortable doing it, you know?
Well, they say the hardest part about going to the gym is going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then once you're there, you're halfway.
You have to
done.
do it.
Like yeah, you're halfway done because you're there and you're gonna do like because even myself like I try not to like cheat myself, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm at the gym and I'm gonna spend that time there, use that time wisely and work out, like go hard, you know,
Mhm.
because like it's a waste to go there. But like even it's hard because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go there because there's a bunch of people and shit. And
They're gonna
like,
talk to you
whatever,
and all that.
like, yeah, and like whatever. But but then I'm making excuses, you know, and like so I just go. But and it was actually killing me at one point. Like, well, I shouldn't say killing me, but it was like I was like so exhausted. And like I spent a week just like I was so tired, man. I'd go to work, I'd go home, like sleep, get up, go to the gym, tired all day, like whatever. And one of my buddies is like, man, maybe you're like working out too much, and you're not giving yourself enough time to rebuild and stuff, you know. And so now I switched where I'm like, because I used to do like different muscle groups every day, and like maybe like 5 days a week. And now I'm like, hey, I'll just do like a upper body thing and then like legs and like a little like cardio thing.
Yeah.
So 3 times a week. And like so then it's like spread out enough that I'm like
You have a break.
actually like getting like, you know, getting rest time and stuff, whatever. But yeah, anyways, either way I do actually really like working out because it's like it's even too I notice when I don't go there. When I don't go for a while, like I feel it, like my mind's different, you know.
It's a mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things, actually, it's like it's a mindset that you're integrating in your everyday life, and that benefits you, even if it's not like it doesn't please you. It's not fun doing something. Like I feel like I feel like it, but I feel like to attain some type of like level of different stuff, like not happiness. Happiness is way too complicated. But I feel like to reach certain goals, you have to sacrifice a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's easy to like just sit here and be fine with things. Be like, you know what? My life ain't so bad right now, you know?
Yeah.
I can stay here, I could do this all my life. I'm not happy, but I'm content. I'm not depressed, so I'm doing whatever, and it's so easy to get stuck on that. But the guy that like would wake up every time, do like 20 things a day, be productive doing them, because as you said, everything needs balance. You can't just like do everything. You can just be doing this, doing that, trying to do this. Like if you're focused on some things, you plan
You're gonna
things.
burn out eventually, right? You gotta,
Exactly. You're just gonna burn out or like not invest enough time in a particular, like for example, music. I feel like me right now, I'm not investing my 100% in my music because I have a lot of other things going on in my daily life. I'm doing a lot of things, you know, which explains the results I have, which explains the feedback I have, which explains the opportunities that like presents themselves in front of me. Because the work ethic that I'm having is good concerning the time or effort that the time that I have.
Yeah.
Effort in it.
It's like you
but
get
I
what
could
you
have
put
more
in.
time. Exactly. You get
Type
what you
shit.
put in. And that goes related to all the karma thing and manifesting thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people that manifest in general, if you can call it like that, like, if you want to manifest the goal of, oh, I have to save this amount of money this year, and you're not doing anything to save this amount of money this year, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not There's nothing that's gonna fly in and be like boom during your sleep and tell you, wow, look, you have money
it's
in your
not
account.
it's not just about like positive thoughts and
Literally,
believing in something.
actions
You have to
that
have
will pave
action.
the way.
Steps, like,
You have to like, and I feel like these things, like manifestation, karma, all that stuff, religion too, they help people put their mindset, because I feel like the brain is so powerful. They help people put their mindset in this zone that pushes them to act so that things come back to them. If what I'm saying makes sense.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even same thing too is it's like that. I think that like 'cause something you started saying at the start and like now too is like said that I think of is even when you go in and work out or like whatever you're doing, like you have a project, you're doing this thing, right? Pushing yourself to do that thing and show up and get it done and do it right translates into your entire life. Where if you keep doing that, same as I was saying earlier, working out your brain and shit, right? So now you've just like you've made this muscle memory where you push yourself past that point.
Exactly.
You know, so then like you're like, okay, I want to get this thing done, and it's like, well, you wouldn't be able to push yourself past that point if you haven't been practicing it for years, you know? Like so I think that like not just the gym, but like just that mindset of get it done, do it, like keep moving forward type shit is it translates into everything in life.
Everything,
like
literally, even music. Like I don't know about you, bro, but like I always like my music whatsoever. I always find fiber. Recently I've been doing music. I'm like, oh wow, like I never thought that I could create something this different or this good or like go so deep into my imagination and like work out things, you know. And yeah, it's same thing. Like you need to push your music to go somewhere or whatever you're doing in life. You need to put a certain effort in it, which is sacrificing comfort and like time and all that stuff to help you get somewhere.
They say too, you have to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to be tomorrow. Yeah.
That's
totally
I don't know. Hopefully I know. I hope that like I'm trying to like make sure that in a couple years I'm gonna think about today and be like, damn, I'm happy that I tried having this mindset and I tried applying it in my everyday life to get to where I'm trying to go.
I think once you're the kind of person that has that kind of mindset, it's tough to not have that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but like
if you're the kind of person that's like a lazy fucking person, like, and doesn't even think about like, oh, how do I become the better version of myself, you know, doesn't even think about going to the gym, doesn't even think about any of this shit. It's just like you said, just going through their daily life, just fucking, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm doing
That's
whatever.
what I was saying earlier with the like, if as long as your mindset is I want to be better than I was yesterday, you are already winning half the battle,
right?
Like that makes you now do the step
for sure.
Right?
It helps
like,
you
so
for sure.
it's just
so as long
mindset.
as you exactly, as long as you're on like so, and it's tough to not like once you get onto that like path, it's like I guess it's easy to like have set like fall offs, you know what I mean? Like whatever, I'll just skip the gym or like have an extra fucking Big Mac or whatever. You know, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I feel like if you actually, you know, it's like the religion thing, right? You can't like you can't just get to the gates and be like, oh, sorry. You actually have to fucking mean it, right? And like, yeah, if you actually truly want to be that better version of yourself, and you're passionate about it, like there's nothing that's going to stop you from waking up in the morning and being like, you know what, fucking it's cold as fuck outside, or I'm like, you know, whatever it is, like, but you know, I got to go to the gym or I got to do these things, right? Right? Yeah, it sucks. Like, and like it's not the obligation to make you happy, right? Being a better person doesn't necessarily like, it's a journey of like awesome times, right? It's gonna be a fucking journey of, you know, tough situations and things that are gonna make you stronger, because that's the only way you're gonna get a thicker skin and, you know, grow as a person is by not, like, again, there's no growth in comfort. This is the only time that you're fucking growing is when you're pushing yourself into uncomfortable situations to then realize that, oh, this isn't that bad. Exactly. And I now need to go push myself a little further into something that's a little bit more. And then if you know, fucking a year, 2 years down the line, you're like, oh shit, look at all the progress I made on myself.
Yeah,
and you don't even realize it.
I totally agree with that. Like, sometimes when I'm about to do my workout, my daily workout, um, I'll think about it and realize that I really don't like what's ahead of me. What's about to come,
Yeah.
all the pain I'm about to go through right now, like. Cause that shit hurts, let's be real. That shit be hurting. It be hurting. But then as soon as I'm done working out, I actually do get to feel the best I've ever felt,
feeling,
and even
that feeling you get right after.
Yeah.
As soon as you're done, like your whole day just changes. It just gets better.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the pre-workout or if it's the fucking endorphins or whatever the fuck.
What did you say? Endorphins?
Endorphins, yeah. The endorphins, but like, yeah, I'm like, I fucking feel it afterwards, like,
yeah.
and even too, the funny thing is when I do legs, and I leave, and I don't like literally for the next 24 hours, I don't feel like I did legs, and then I fucking feel it.
Yeah.
Like it takes a longer time, I feel like, with legs for it to be like, boom, like careful walking down the stairs right now. Like
it's hard like this.
But no, I love that feeling though. Like you leave, you're like,
Yeah.
okay. And the thing is most of the times I do show up where I'm like, I don't fucking want to be here.
Yeah.
And then like when you do leave, you're like, I went in there, I did it, and I feel like this.
Yeah,
like
you feel good. That's
and the thing is, I'm a big fan of Star
UFC.
Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
Right. So like, in Star Wars, you have the Jedi's and the Sith.
Yeah.
Dark light side of the Force or whatever, And so the dark side is about like pulling from like your negative emotions.
Yeah.
And like,
so they basically crash off.
It's like getting your power from like your negative emotions.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's like the wolves. You ever heard about the wolves that you have in your body?
No.
So everyone has two wolves inside them. There's the good
yeah.
wolf and the bad wolf, and they're trying to fight. So really how the story goes is this fucking grandfather's telling his grandson this story, right? He's saying like, yeah, you have two wolves inside you, and like they're fighting, like they're fighting each other, right? And so the little kid says like, oh, and like who wins? And he's like, whichever one you feed. So if you're feeding the bad wolf or the good wolf, right? So there's negativity and positivity. It's like, which one do you feed? So like, I feel like that stuck with me for not for a long time. It will stick with me forever because like it literally, and that goes along with the manifestation thing too, because it's like, how do you look at things? Like negatively or positively, right? Did you get that video?
I was actually thinking about that. No, I have not received a video. Did you send it to the?
Did you send it?
So I did try to send it, but it said that the file was like too big.
Oh, too big. Can we plug the phone?
I sent it to you by Instagram though. At the end it to you, Stylez.
Oh, so it's on Instagram.
Oh, on mine.
At the end it to Stylez, yeah.
Okay, if you could send it to, I think the 4G one.
You showed me a song that I really fuck with. I have this thing. When I've always had this thing actually. When I listen to a track, I don't know if you have this.
Yeah.
When I listen to a track, I imagine myself so much on it,
Yeah.
Every time. Well, like when I really like a track, depends. I feel like there's 3 levels, okay? I could just listen to a track and be like, okay, it's a nice song. The second level is like, okay, I really enjoy the track and I see myself on it, I'm like, damn, how would I just hop on this track, what was if I was before the chorus, I would have been like this, I just imagine myself like dropping something on the song in general.
I think that's your competitive,
but I feel like there's the last level where like sometimes I just hear a song, I'm like, yeah, it just had to be like this, like there's nothing that I can add, like I can't add it's basically,
Yeah. Which one?
You have to send it to mine.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What's the name of the song?
Not the 4G one, but mine.
Are you among the stars now? Na, 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 something like that. Long Island, I think it's called.
Yes.
That was tough, bro. I heard like some songs I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, are you amongst the stars?
Yeah. I think it's sick.
He goes, are you amongst the stars?
I can airdrop it to you too.
Do they have bars there?
Where?
No, in the song.
Oh yeah, do they have bars there and long? Na, 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 na.
Are there cars there? Yeah. Oh yeah, I put that on my TikTok actually.
Yeah, bro, this song, bro. Like, yeah, some songs like that, I'm just like,
yeah, I'll play it.
It's really good, you know.
Here it is.
Yeah, this thing actually.
Kurt Cobain there.
It's a vibe, yeah.
Yeah, man, I was actually talking to that guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
yeah, I would see myself on this song, you know?
Oh my god.
Like on a song like that. You know?
Oh man, yeah. I was actually gonna say too, your new song. It's like got guitar and shit, and like you're singing and shit.
Which one?
Oh, maybe it's not your new song. It's the top one on your thing.
Oh.
Let me see.
Which one?
Maybe it's somebody else.
Maybe a snippet I posted. I don't know. I do a lot of guitar stuff. I love like just guitar and voice in general.
Do you play guitar though? It's a new song.
Oh, new song. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Forgot about that. That's kind of tough.
But yeah, no, because I was listening to it and I was like, "Fuck, that's pretty sick." It's like a different. I find it's like a little different than normal, right?
Yeah. I tried. That's I always try. I always try to do something different. I feel like I'm able to like hop on everything or create every type because I've always listened to a lot of type of music, every genre. Yeah, like I'm trying to be like, but I'm not. I don't even really see it as it's basically versatility, but I don't even see it as being versatile. I really just. I feel like it's versatility because like I feel like I have the option to really share what I'm feeling using like a different genre, you know?
Yeah. See, I so actually I was just talking on the way here about Childish Gambino because I put on the song Redbone and we were listening to that and I was like, the thing is when that album came out, I didn't really like it because I was like, it's not like old Childish Gambino, but then it's like. Okay, he's just showcasing his talent on another like platform type thing. Because I'm like, he produces fucking TV shows and like he's acting and like he's rapping and then it's like this, right? And I was like, that's where I look at someone and go, that person is an artist. You know what I mean?
True.
Where it's like, I can do this different music, like whatever, right? That person's an artist. They're not a rapper. They're an artist, you know what I mean?
True.
Like to be able to like make music and like and then also understand different other types of music is like artistry, I find, you know. Is that the song queued up?
Yeah,
I just want to offer these out if anybody wants any. They're like you know, like the little like nicotine, like a Zyn.
Oh,
you know, like a Zyn. It's like that, but it's THC.
You can go ahead and try it.
You want one? Yeah. So you just pack it in your lip like a Zyn. It's only like 10 milligrams, but it's like.
I'm good.
No.
That's crazy. Yes.
Hey. There he is. I like that shirt, bro.
I've been grinding on my solo, fighting all them demons, reaping all the ancient potions. I got me some people to keep close, but if they don't propose, I will help myself alone. In my heart there is so much pain, but I don't feel a thing. Being happy, beating is the same, and I be trying to be a better me. And if you don't care, then don't fuck with me, yeah. Feeling so lost, at me hard. Feeling so lost, at me hard to find myself. Waking up, trying to go hard. Going too hard, got away from my health. No more pain, I'd rather pray to God. No more wasting time, gotta worry for myself. Where would I be if I stayed alone? Probably going hard, cause I never needed help. Yeah. I went through many up, they're trying to get me out the project. Spur of the moment on my wine, be as a prospect. No one's in the attic, my wrist actually on Titanic. Take off high in the sky, flying private jets. Must have been through a tiring day. Precision, yeah, never miss it. Taking waves like a dolphin. All in, never fumbling. Feeling so lost, at me hard. Feeling so lost, at me hard to find myself. Waking up, trying to go hard. Going too hard, got away from my health. No more pain, I'd rather pray to God. No more wasting time, gotta worry for myself. Where would I be if I stayed alone? Probably going hard,
sir. Yes,
I like
sir,
how it
yes,
ends
sir.
too, like it slows down like
Yeah.
that. That's sick, man.
Perfect.
On that note though, how long have you been doing music like this?
So me actually started, I would say writing since I was like 14 years
Oh,
old.
okay.
I used to have like this little book that I used to write in. It was like poems, thoughts, just trying to make them rhyme and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I was like 14, that's when I started writing. But like my first song, I made it in 2017 after hearing Culture One by the Migo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was so inspired. Me and a couple of friends of mine, we instantly hit up the studio. Like actually, we met up at my place because I was living at an apartment on Walkley.
Okay.
So I just met up with them and we found a beat on YouTube. And the next day, literally, we had a studio session like planned, you know. So we went and we recorded like the first song I've ever been on. No, it's actually like this other run. He's Rundis, the producer who went to record it at his house. And the song was only released on SoundCloud. So 2018 would be my first, like 2017 actually would be my first like release.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been working a lot on my music, getting songs recorded, doing a lot of like writing, but also just mostly like I guess living, experiencing life, so that way I can have like material to go off of.
True.
Just trying to like do work on myself, trying to learn more about myself, you know, which I think will in return like help my my music. Yeah, but I think 2025 is really the year I'm going to be releasing a lot more music.
Yeah.
Really showcasing what I've got going on.
You got some shit in the bank?
Yeah, I've got an EP that I want to release very soon.
Oh, sick.
Sometime in February. So, you know, for anyone who like fucks with the vibe of this song that we just listened to, I would recommend you follow me and KSYNM on Instagram, you know, to kind of like find out.
Plug them. What are they?
Okay.
So my IG is VADA_RS.
And mine's AKS.YNM.
Yeah. And I've got an EP coming out soon in sometime February. I would say like this music video, first of all, is gonna get released on February 1st.
Okay.
So next Friday.
Okay.
This was just to kind of I guess premiere
exclusive.
it. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, like just
next
release
Saturday.
Is it Saturday?
The first is Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, next Saturday.
Second.
It's already like set up on YouTube. Yeah, so I can't wait for that release, and then I'll be looking to release my EP not long after that.
Sick. Okay.
I have a couple. I'm working actually on a couple of stuff. I've been recording a lot of songs. Like I'm planning on dropping. I've always said. I was talking to you about it earlier. I said that like when I was younger, I don't know, because like basically, okay, little parenthesis. 5 is like my lucky number. So when I was younger, when I was like 6, and I was like always telling myself, okay, in 2025, I'm going to be in my prime. And we all did whole prime talk and what is the prime and all that stuff. But like, yeah, I'm just trying to like specifically like in a lot of things, but even musically, I'm trying to like be way more. I feel like I'll have way more time to be involved in my music right now. And I've been working on some really, really good music actually. Like even I surprised myself concerning that. And I should drop. I'm planning on dropping an EP in French called Amour Éternel. We have 5. Amour Éternel is eternal love.
Okay. So
in general, you know, I feel like basically it's like I feel like if love is one of the most powerful thing in life in general, not even just as an emotion and all that thing. Like you can hate, you can kill because of love. You can like do a lot of things because of love. And yeah, so basically, that's gonna come about. And yeah, so I have like around 5 songs for now. Maybe I'm gonna have them, but I'm not gonna give a date. I want it to be perfect because now I really want my stuff to be perfect, even if it's visuals or whatsoever. I want it to be perfect before going out. And obviously, I said that I'm going to drop my second like the second part of late night. So late night EP2 basically. And yeah, I want to make it really good. Like I'm planning on like I have some really deep songs, and like it's gonna be a real roller coaster in emotions. It's gonna be probably really dark at some point, really funky or whatsoever party wise.
I think Late Night's EP. I don't know if you've had the chance to listen to it, but like Late Night's EP is already like
the first one
really good.
Yeah, the first
and
one is
an
really
excellent
good.
EP. Like that I think I've told you this before, but I think it's really gonna stand the test of time. You know, like it's some really good music on there. You know, like seriously, and I think Late Night CP2 is gonna be able to showcase how much you've grown. As an artist too. You know, like how much like work you've put in. You know, people I think are gonna you definitely won't be like disappointed at all.
Hopefully, bro. I hope, bro, because like
when I
dropped, the problem is that when I dropped Late Night EP1, I was really like, I was just so happy that people were actually starting listening. Like I started dropping and people were listening to my music in general. So like I just wanted to drop. Try to like listen to Late Night EP.
My favorite song on there is What's Love.
Okay,
it's the first song on the EP.
Yeah, I feel like Stylez you're gonna fuck with it. Like
I have like
sorry,
it's on your Spotify.
Yeah.
Then I probably would have listened to it, but like I kind of like sometimes I just get doing shit, whatever.
Yeah.
So I know there's a couple songs that I like, but I don't know where it was from, right? Because you have a few different things.
Yeah, I feel like that's the problem. When I started dropping music, I was just because I've been writing music since I was like 12, 11. You know? Like when I started dropping music, I was just so excited on dropping stuff, like making people listen to my stuff. So I wasn't really organized. But I feel like Late Night EP was really the only part of when I started dropping songs where I was a little bit focused and I really wanted to have like a direction and listeners to like be able. So it's a small EP. It's like a 5-song EP or of like 2 minutes. But I really wanted people to listen to like. There's
that number 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's not, and then 5 is Woke Up With You.
It really has direction, the EP.
And like, just try to listen to it from
the song.
What's Love, Woke Up, and like, trying to tell me.
And what was it again? So he explained to me you explained to me once how the last song on the EP is Woke Up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the one.
It's basically
it's him and I on it, and
because basically when I was doing Late Night EP, I was thinking about like how much I value the late nights, you know, how much like I express myself, I think, I overthink, everything that happens in the late night in general, you know?
Yeah.
So Woke Up was basically like waking up, you
like,
know?
You know,
this is the end after the late night and after everything that goes through. You listen to the show, Woke Up is literally like waking up with more energy.
So it's like it was really well thought out, you know, which like really impressed me because like you know you haven't really been doing music for that long, but you're so
I wasn't releasing I wasn't recording actually because I had like a lot of songs that I have was like I have some texts that I sometimes just find from when I was way younger and I just decide to use it again because like some of them are just, some of them was trash, but like some of them I actually and in Late Nights too I have songs that like I wrote in like 2017 that I just reworked or whatever, remastered, and I feel like try listening to people watching this and you guys just try listening Late Night EP from 1 to 5, like all the songs really short, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I was able to like make people feel something or understand something from the EP other than even this image or this conception of
that's
EP,
a big thing too, is the connection, right? Like to where people can connect to it or identify with it or whatever, right? However, what time?
We're reaching time, huh?
Yeah, we're getting it's 10:30.
Okay, so thing is we should do the lightning round. You already did it. I don't have the questions.
You know what? I think it's been an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I think
I know exactly. So what I was gonna say was so the other thing is you should come back, Vada. When we do when you release your album.
For sure. That would be nice, man.
Yeah.
Sure. So sometime in February or even early March we can get you in.
Okay.
And we'll promote that.
On fire ass songs in this EP too.
And then we'll have the fucking the lightning round for you.
There you go.
We could do a like premiere, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're dropping it
oh,
on
true
Friday,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
that would be
like,
nice.
yeah,
You know,
I think
like
that's a great idea. You know,
Yeah,
sick,
good call, man.
yeah, like, thanks for premiering my music video.
Yeah,
you know,
no problem, man.
Thanks for
I'm
having
sick.
us,
I
as
like it,
always.
man.
Thanks for having
Always
me.
Yeah,
a
it's
good
very
thing.
dope.
Yeah,
For sure.
appreciate you guys coming
B
through.
Show. Well, I don't know why B Show's not here, but man, you're missed, bro.
He's
I was
missed.
gonna
Yeah, yeah.
see you here with us, but no worries.
We'll let him know.
Yeah, yeah. So if he's not watching this, when you watch this, man, I don't know why, but like,
Yeah, man, it's definitely a different vibe for sure.
shout outs to him. Big shout outs.
But
to him.
I appreciate you guys coming through. I
thank
should
you
say
very
we
much, yes.
appreciate you guys coming through. Thanks again.
No,
And
thank you guys for having us for sure.
we're gonna shut this shit down.
Respect.
Shit, I really look big on the screen. Any motherfucking way. Thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 263 in the books. That's 11. You'll figure it out. I don't know what else to say, man, except love y'all and stay or be nice to yourself or whatever they say.
Love always.
Sure.
It's it, man. Anyways, gang, baby. I'm Stylez the Prophet.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, and we're 2/3 of the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace, baby.
Peace.